I'm a serial entrepreneur, over 50, way over 50. And I've made more business pivots than a TikTok dancer doing a challenge. And what does that have to do with making money? I'm going to share the cheat codes that I wish I knew 20 years ago would have saved me so much time, a boatload of money, and God knows so many headaches. But here's what you're going to learn. I'm going to share 3 game-changing lessons. Stick around, subscribe, and let's get into it. So you're juggling all the hats, doing everything yourself. You feel like you're stuck in business quicksand. Firstly, you're not alone. And secondly, help is on the way. The best part, the solution isn't complicated or overly techy. And once you see it, you'll never go back to the old way of doing business again. Finally, according to the SBA, a survey by the US UPS store found that 70% of small businesses that receive mentoring double their survival rate versus non-mentor businesses. So you can view PY Talks Marketing as your mentor. Let's get started. Okay, CRM. I don't want to sound like a commercial, but oh my God, a CRM saved my life. I was drowning in paperwork, processes, and broken systems. Like many of you, I didn't think I had time to learn another new thing. I'm so glad I took the leap. At that time, we worked for 7 nationals, including the US Marshals. But let me clear the air. I called this business or that business the business from hell. But the US Marshals were the only vendor we enjoyed working with. But we worked with 7 different companies with contractors all over the place, processing thousands of images before doing and after photos. It was a nightmare, especially for someone over 50, okay? But once I incorporated our CRM, what used to take me hours then took 15 minutes. Seriously. The CRM had a mobile app that we use and our vendors use as well in the field. They could upload their photos directly into the system, download them, and even answer questions. If you're hesitant about incorporating technology and automation, don't hesitate. Automation is the new electricity. You're not sure what CRM is? Think of it as your business brain that keeps your contacts, your follow-ups, your workflows, everything all in one place. Here's the one we used to use. It was called PPW. Why PPW? I do not know. I thought it was a strange name. But anyway, that's the abbreviation. But it made a huge difference. As you can see, it had so many integrations and had so many things that it did, like contracts and follow-ups. It was just awesome. And you can see what the price is now. It wasn't that much cheaper, back then, but it did save my life. I may be new on YouTube, but I'm not new to the game. I started back online in 2006, right when Gary Vee was still slinging those wine videos. And Frank Kern could cuss worse than Gary Vee ever could. And Willie Crawford was making millions on a chitlin recipe book. Yep, I did say chitlin recipe book. True story. If you don't believe me, ask Gary Vee. He knows Willie Crawford. Back then, I built websites. I did SEO. I created videos, ran digital campaigns, you name it. My clients thrived. Some are still on the first page of Google 15 years later. One even went international. But me, I was exchanging dollars for hours and burning out. And before I knew it, I was stuck in a business I no longer desired. That's when my mentor, Michael Gerber, hit me with the truth. If your income stops when you stop working, you're not a business owner. You're an employee having an entrepreneurial seizure. Ouch. But he was right. So I made a promise. Once I figure out how to build a business that didn't depend on me working 24/7, I'll come back and I'll show others how to do it. This channel isn't fluff. It's for anyone tired of working 8 to 5. Stick with me and I'll show you how to work smarter, earn more, and finally breathe again. The second thing I changed in my property preservation business, I added money. Remember, this was about 15 years ago. We had vendors like in 9 different counties and trying to wire money, MoneyGram, Walmart. Man, that was a time suck. ACH digital banking is simple to set up and it's either free or maybe a few bucks. Think about it. How much time and gas frustration could we have saved? That was a big win for just a few dollars. Wow. This may seem antiquated, but just a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he told me that it took him 4 hours in one bank to try to get paid. And then he ended up having to go to another bank, and it took him 2 hours to try to get a deposit on a job that he was getting ready to do. All because the business owner did not have digital banking set up. If you made it this far in the video, that means you're serious about growing your business. Hit the subscribe button so that YouTube will show this video to more entrepreneurs like yourself. And this is just the beginning of what I have in store for you. All right, number 3, outsourcing. This is huge. Oh my God. Oh my, wait until you hear this. Outsourcing. All right, go ahead and get your praise and worship on right now. I'm telling you, oh my God. Number 3, because this one is, oh my God, this was a game changer. If you ever felt like you were doing everything right and still spinning your wheels, this is the shift that helped me finally stop chasing my tail. Now, if the word outsource makes you cringe with fear, I get you. I get it. I fought this for years, and I wish I had come across info like this when I was fighting that overwhelmed devil. Seriously, I prayed out loud, God, there has got to be a better way. There needs to be a service that tells you what you need based on what you're trying to do. I didn't even know how to articulate my thoughts, but that was where I was. This was the change that changed everything. If you're like most of us, including me, out meant subtracting from the budget, but that wasn't the case. Think about this. Outsourcers, the right ones, of course, usually have expertise in a specialized area when you're hiring them for. The Fortune 500 companies were the first ones to start using overseas workers, like maybe over 20 something years ago. They had to train them in their processes, in their systems and processes. And now there's a whole entire industry of people who probably knows our business better than we do. The outsourcers we hired used to work and still did work with the national companies that hired us as regional companies. Now listen to this. This is going to blow you away. When we partnered with them, they inadvertently handed us the Nationals brand's playbook. We learned how to write better proposals, submit stronger bids, and present ourselves more professionally. Long story short, we didn't just save money by outsourcing. We made more money doing less work. Partnering with the right people can change everything. Which lesson resonated most with you? Lesson 1, 2, or 3? Leave your comments in the comment section. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to stop chasing customers and how to attract and how to find your ideal customer or your target audience. This is a huge mistake that a lot of business owners, small business owners make, that the fix is so simple, you're going to want to slap yourself, but don't slap yourself. Just watch this next video. You are going to love it. See you there. Peace.